Eddie breaks himself out of the hospital because, he's got to be shown to be competent, and goes back to his apartment where he finds Dan and Mrs. Cheng waiting for him, and Venom and Anne, and, both who are quite weak, and everyone fills each other in on what's been going on. Venom and Eddie are still kind of upset with each other, but Anne and Dan tell them that for whatever reason, those two need each other, and they have to work together so that they can protect the innocent people who are going to die if Carnage reaches his full potential. Venom and Eddie say something nice about each other, and they re-merge, and Tom Hardy does some funny hugging himself stuff. Anne explains that Cletus left in a van from the people that were trying to fight him, and Eddie reveals his research on the Men in Black. Venom tries to remember the name of the organisation he saw inside the van whilst his head was being smashed with the side of it by Carnage, and Eddie asks why he's not able to have his photographic memory again. Venom explains that he and his host are linked, so Eddie's the one who made him stronger and made his memory perfect, and says that's kind of insulting. Anyway, together they come up with the name. It's the final piece in the puzzle, and Eddie knows now where he can find the Ravenscroft Institute, and they ride off on a crappy motorbike because, of course, Venom smashed up Eddie's bike earlier. Eddie tells Dan, Anne and Mrs. Cheng to call Mulligan and get him to send the cavalry. Cletus has torn a bloody path through the Ravenscroft Institute, and in his kind of quest to find Francis, he's released a bunch of other mutated inmates. Cletus eventually finds Francis, and he's breaking her out of her cell, and one of her guards releases a shock collar, which causes her pain. She screams, a sonic blast hurts the symbiote, and now with Carnage's voice much louder than it has been before, so full sentences or something, it lashes out at Francis and hurts her against Cletus's will. Seems the symbiote is taking over. Eddie arrives to find Cletus cradling Francis. She's dead. The symbiote killed her, and Cletus is arguing with himself, saying, I'll kill you, you monster. And then Carnage says back, no, it wasn't us. It was him. It was Venom. There's a big CGI fight. Eddie gives Venom ideas. Venom uses his brute strength, but they're still not a match for Carnage. Cletus and Eddie argue about his dad and what Eddie really knew. Cletus tells Eddie that he might think he's a hero, but they both know deep down that Eddie is just as much as a monster as Cletus is. Venom tells Carnage that they're the only two of their kind on this world. They're family, and they don't have to destroy each other. Carnage says that he knows what Venom's mission was. He's part of the hive mind too. Carnage is going to send word to their homeworld so that this planet can be destroyed. He is not a kind of weak loser like Venom. Eddie points out that at least he and Venom won't turn on each other. And does Carnage really think that Cletus, a man who's killed people for snubbing him, will let the symbiote live for killing Francis? And is Cletus really going to let, that murder stand? And there's a bit of back and forth between Cletus and Carnage. Carnage says no, he's lying. Cletus is like, wait, no, they're right. Mulligan arrives with a couple of guys. Maybe the rest of his team have been incapacitated by the released inmate. And the symbiote jumps from Cletus, potentially more agreeable host, Mulligan. Cletus jumps on Mulligan. He's wild and he's biting again. Venom tells Eddie that the sonic blast is their only chance, even though it's going to hurt Venom. They've got to use it. Eddie blasts Cletus, Carnage and Mulligan all kind of grouped together with a sonic weapon. The symbiote is weakened, thrown off, and Eddie captures it in a jar or something. Cletus is punched out, and then both Cletus and Carnage are alive for a potential sequel. Hooray. Mulligan is very confused, but he tells Eddie not to run. He saw what Eddie is, and he needs to be in custody, needs to be locked up like a freak. Eddie makes a break for it, and Mulligan doesn't notice that a small amount of the Carnage symbiote is kind of still attached to him. Eddie and Venom leave a message for Anne and Dan. They tell them to have a good life together and to look after each other. They leave a message for Mrs. Cheng, thanking her for being their friend. Eddie and Venom end up on a beach together, just like in the real film, and they have whatever post-credit scene that you would like to have there.